Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently spoke about Rhea Ripley not getting much TV time. The star was at the Raw tapings this week in Springfield, Massachusetts. This week's edition of Monday Night Raw was the go-home show before WrestlePalooza. Mommy showed up in a backstage segment this week. Stephanie Vaquer was preparing for her match against Kairi Sane. Rhea approached La Primera and told the latter that she would be watching WrestlePalooza with a keen eye on the Women's World Championship match. She wished Vaquer good luck and declared she would be coming for the title soon. On this week's episode of Legion of Raw, Vince Russo pointed out that over the last several weeks, Mommy has been barely getting any TV time. The veteran writer noted that Rhea's appearances had been limited to backstage segments with other talent. He was confused as to why a star of Ripley's caliber had barely been featured on weekly television in recent times. This is just hysterical because the backstage vignettes with these three, it's been 6 weeks now. This has been the 4th week in a row where we have seen Rhea Ripley in the back. In literally a 30-second segment, 4 weeks in a row, Russo said. Rhea Ripley's last televised match was on the August 25th episode of Raw, where she defeated Roxanne Perez in a singles encounter. The Eradicator has been making some trips to NXT as well. Last week, she showed up on the Developmental Brands show alongside Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vaquer to confront Fatal Influence. The Australian is set to be a part of a high-voltage 6-woman tag team match this week on NXT Homecoming from Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. The WWE universe has been buzzing with frustration over what many are calling a major oversight by the company, the seemingly limited television presence of one of its brightest stars, Rhea Ripley. The Australian powerhouse, known for her intensity, athleticism, and undeniable charisma, has been at the forefront of WWE programming in recent years. Yet, fans are noticing that despite her status and momentum, Ripley's TV appearances have been noticeably sparse, leading to widespread speculation and criticism. Ripley, who first captured the wrestling world's attention with her NXT UK Women's Championship run, quickly rose through the ranks to become a fixture in WWE's main roster storylines. Her transition from NXT to Raw and SmackDown was met with high expectations, and she did not disappoint. With a string of memorable matches and championship wins, Ripley cemented herself as a star capable of carrying major storylines. However, in recent weeks, WWE programming has raised eyebrows. Loyal fans have pointed out that Ripley's screen time seems limited compared to other superstars of similar caliber. Social media has been flooded with posts and threads dissecting every show, highlighting instances where Ripley was absent from key segments or relegated to minor roles. The frustration is compounded by the fact that Ripley has a roster full of high-profile rivals and storylines to explore, yet her presence seems inconsistent. Adding fuel to the fire, veteran wrestler and analyst Jim Cornette recently weighed in on the situation. Known for his candid and often brutally honest opinions, Cornette criticized WWE's booking decisions, describing Ripley's limited TV exposure as confusing and a disservice to a talent that has proven herself time and again. Cornette noted that Ripley's lack of consistent storytelling and meaningful segments could hinder her long-term growth, as fans need regular exposure to build emotional investment in a character. Rhea Ripley is one of the most physically gifted and compelling performers on the roster right now, Cornette said during a recent podcast. When you have someone like that and you're not giving her consistent TV time or meaningful storylines, it doesn't just hurt her, it hurts the product. Fans see it, and they question why someone with her talent isn't being pushed properly. The issue appears to stem from what some insiders describe as confusing creative directions for Ripley. WWE has historically struggled with balancing its roster, often rotating superstars in and out of storylines rapidly. While this strategy can create unpredictability, it can also backfire when top-tier talent like Ripley does not have clear, continuous story arcs. Fans have noticed that Ripley has been booked inconsistently. One week she's in a prominent segment, and the next, she's absent from major shows or relegated to backstage appearances. Ripley's limited TV time has also sparked discussions about the company's overall treatment of its women's division. While WWE has made strides in promoting female superstars in recent years, critics argue that inconsistencies in booking continue to undermine these efforts. Ripley's case serves as a high-profile example. A performer with star power is not being utilized to her full potential, leaving fans wondering about WWE's commitment to elevating women in the industry. The online community has been particularly vocal about the issue. Platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and dedicated wrestling forums are filled with fan theories and petitions urging WWE to give Ripley more prominent roles. Hashtags such as #MoreRhea and #RheaDeservesBetter have gained traction, with supporters pointing to her past accomplishments and current momentum as evidence that she should be a mainstay in key storylines. Some fans speculate that Ripley's limited appearances might be strategic, with WWE saving her for major pay-per-view events or surprise segments. However, this theory has not fully alleviated concerns, as sporadic appearances often lead to confusion rather than excitement. In professional wrestling, consistent character development and audience engagement are crucial, and Ripley's current TV schedule seems to contradict these principles. Industry insiders suggest that part of the problem may lie in the crowded WWE roster. With multiple storylines running simultaneously and an increasing number of talents vying for screen time, even top-tier performers can get lost in the shuffle. Nevertheless, Ripley's talent, marketability, and championship credentials arguably merit more consistent attention than she has been receiving. In addition to Cornette, other veterans in the wrestling world have chimed in. Former champions and analysts have highlighted that Ripley's unique combination of size, agility, and in-ring psychology makes her an ideal candidate for sustained storylines and main event pushes. "She's a performer who can do it all," one insider remarked. Limiting her TV time doesn't make any sense from a business perspective or a creative one. Fans want to see her, and WWE should be giving them what they want. Ripley herself has not publicly expressed frustration, maintaining a professional demeanor in interviews and social media interactions. She continues to deliver top-notch performances whenever she appears, demonstrating her commitment to the craft regardless of the perceived creative challenges. However, the ongoing criticism from fans and industry veterans underscores the importance of consistent exposure for maintaining momentum in the highly competitive landscape of WWE. The conversation surrounding Ripley's limited TV time also reflects a broader issue in professional wrestling: the challenge of balancing talent utilization with storyline development. WWE has to juggle multiple characters, narratives, and audience expectations, often leading to difficult creative decisions. Yet, when a performer of Ripley's caliber is involved, the stakes are higher. Mismanaging her appearances not only impacts her individual trajectory but also the overall perception of WWE's storytelling quality. For now, fans are hoping that WWE will address the situation and provide Ripley with the consistent, meaningful television time she deserves. Whether through championship pursuits, high-profile feuds, or engaging character arcs, there is a clear opportunity for the company to capitalize on one of its most promising talents. Wrestling veterans like Cornette argue that doing so is not only fair to Ripley but also essential for the long-term health of WWE programming. In conclusion, Rhea Ripley's limited TV time has ignited a conversation about creative booking, talent management, and audience expectations within WWE. The combination of fan frustration, veteran criticism, and Ripley's undeniable talent highlights a pressing need for clarity and consistency in her storylines. As one of the company's brightest stars, Ripley deserves more than sporadic appearances. She deserves a platform that matches her skill, charisma, and potential to draw viewers. Only time will tell whether WWE heeds this call, but one thing is clear: the wrestling world is watching, and fans are demanding that Rhea Ripley gets the spotlight she rightfully earned.